far, we've been really clear about talking about the author and what the author is saying, and we've really been intentionally keeping your opinion out of it because we really want to make sure you've been understanding the text and the author's point. But today, we get to talk about you versus the author, and our learning target is I can compare my opinion to an author's opinion. So far, we've talked about the topic, which is the thing the author is talking about, and the main idea, which is the author's opinion, message, or what they want you to know about the topic. So we have an author here. We have very famous playwright Shakespeare, and he also does poetry. Now, I have personal opinions on his plays or his poems and things. Do I like them or dislike them? Do I agree with what he's saying as he's commenting on things around him? Because that's what literature does. Yeah, I do. But I need to know what he's saying first before I can reply. So once I know what his opinion is or his message is, then I can start responding. So what about me? What do I need to do to respond? Because we really do have our own thoughts and opinions on a text. We might completely agree with an author. We might completely disagree with an author. We might have somewhere in between as well. But when we are deciding and we are responding to an author, we want to make sure that we're using evidence from the actual text that the author is using. Talk about the same type of evidence. Do you think it's good evidence? Is it relevant evidence? Is it sufficient evidence? Did they actually prove their point enough where you might agree with them? Or do they have other evidence that maybe doesn't sound so good and now you're disagreeing with them? But if you talk about the same evidence and add your own thoughts about what you think the evidence shows, then you're really talking about the same thing and you're just talking about, do I agree with that opinion? You also can use other evidence that you know, basically general knowledge that anybody might know, or evidence you know from another source that you can explain. So that way, you can't just throw something totally random out there that people are going to be like, I don't know if that's true or not. I really kind of question that. So I'm not sure I can trust you. You want to make sure it's something people can easily access, information, like I said, that they probably already know. And then, of course, you want to respond directly to the author's opinion or main idea. You can say, I agree with the author's main idea when they say this, or I disagree with the author's main point of this. But you want to respond to the author's ideas already there. If you go off on a whole nother tangent, a whole nother road, then you're not really responding to, it's not you versus the author and their opinion versus your opinion, it's their opinion versus whatever else you happen to be talking about. So what this means is that when you are adding your own thoughts and your own opinions on main ideas and authors' opinions and so on, we want to keep it what we call academic, meaning supported with evidence and a respectful conversation, even though it's in text. So you never attack a person that you are responding to, only discuss evidence or the ideas that are included in a text, and making sure that your reader can actually access and understand the evidence you're using so that they can understand your point very clearly. But you are always more than welcome to agree or disagree with any author as long as you do it in an appropriate manner.